The Lagos State government says it's intensifying efforts to ensure free flow of water in all drainages and canals in order to control flooding ahead of predictions of heavy rains by the Nigeria Meteorological Agency. Prior to the heavy rains witnessed at the weekend, officials from the Ministry of Environment embarked on an assessment tour of canals and drainages in flood-prone areas to proffer solutions.
For hours, officials of the Lagos State Ministry of the Environment inspected water channels in Odiolowo Council Development Area, one of the flood-prone areas in the state. Most of the drains here are blocked by refuse dumped by residents. Others are not wide enough to contain the amount of water coming into them. Bada is one of the streets badly affected by flooding. The channeling of drainage from the railway line through the street is obviously too small to contain the amount of water coming from other parts of the state. As a result, the street is littered with waste from the flood whenever it rains, causing so much discomfort for residents.
If you can see their drainage, it was stop and block and make a very huge diversion into that street. For years, you have had a very bad experience. Even a 2-year-old boy was flooded away.
Most of the times we have issues. All these things comes outside, and at the same time they go to the main road, they spoil the roads and every down thing, they block all the gutter and every down thing. But since you people have come around to see what we are facing, we are very, very happy.
If you move from here now, as we are coming, you will see the drainage that is open. Is going. Is at a point it was blocked. People built on the drainage line, and after that building, about 2 or 3 or 4 buildings, if you go forward again, you will see that the drainage is also open again. So those blockage may be contributing factor to the problem of this area.
The team also inspected blocked canals as well as primary and secondary drainages within the area. This exercise became necessary following forecasts of heavy rains in coastal states across the country, including Lagos.
Before now, we've started clearing our drainages. If you monitor it very well, and we are still on it. We are going to continue until even next year. We are going to be doing it round the year. Not that we are having a particular time now. And they will look at everywhere that we have this black spot, and they will report back to us and we'll spring into action.
While the state government promises to do its part by clearing these channels, it however warned residents of sabotaging this effort through indiscriminate dumping of refuse in waterways.
The Lagos State government has allayed fears of residents following notices issued by the Nigeria Meteorological Agency (NIMET) and the Hydrological Service Agency of imminent flooding that would be caused by heavy rainfall and rise in water levels around coastal states, including Lagos. At a press briefing, the Lagos State Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Samuel Adejare, says the state government through the ministry has been engaging in several measures to control possible flooding, including the desilting of its primary and secondary channels to enable them to discharge efficiently. Mr. Adejare added that sensitization efforts are being beefed up to enlighten communities in coastal and lowland areas to move upland in order to avert any loss of lives and property. He warned residents against dumping refuse and erecting structures on drainages and waterways.
It is known all over the world that even when you have this flooding and flood waters come your way, if you have channels that can act as reservoirs for you, they will help out along a great deal. And because we are a coastal state, we have the network of channels in Lagos cannot be compared to anywhere in Nigeria. We have about 200 and something channels and secondary and primary channels in Lagos. I'm not talking about the tertiary channels. All those channels, one word that every year we try and make sure we'll line some of them at a particular point in time. We look at how critical they are to the system, to the whole system. The whole state is divided into about 6 systems of drainages with some extra system. Now we have 1 to 6. But we have some of them that doesn't belong to these systems. They are well apart away from these other systems. What we make sure we do is that there are some of them that are very, very critical. You cannot afford not to touch them every year. So we go after those ones. And the lining, we do it every year because we cannot complete it at once. It's not possible. They are very expensive things to do. So we do all these things during the year. And when the flood water comes, and that's why we have said it in my presentation today, our people should stop dumping into these channels. They are meant to contain this water, even if floods, there is flooding. You understand? But when you pack them full of refuse, they are going to flow elsewhere, and it's going to give us trouble. So we have used this opportunity to talk to our people, bag your refuse.
And that's where we draw the curtains this week. Thanks for being our audience. While the government is playing its part to ensure a disaster-free environment, we can play our own role by engaging in simple cleaning of our environs, especially the drains, to avoid flood disaster. Keep the conversation alive through our social media platforms showing on your screen. See you again next time. I am Bisi Adebayo.